Okay, we're going to continue on with hypotonic. So we're going to redraw our cell now with a lot inside and a very little bit outside. So that's our solution. Now we're hypotonic. Solution. Okay? So hypo means below. So there's less going on outside the cell than there is inside the cell. And again, it's kind of hard to say that it's not going down its concentration gradient. So we just have to remember osmosis equals water. So that's the only thing that can move. Each one of these little dots cannot move at all. So only the water can come in or come out of the cell. So actually, water inside the cell, there's less of it per one of these little ions. So it's going to feel mighty and powerful, and H2O is going to try to spread out those dots. It's going to try to rush into the cell and dilute it. And what's going to happen to the cell is it's going to swell up. So if you had a crenate cell, like we talked about wilted lettuce or wilted celery, what happens when it's wilted like that is it's going to fill up with water and swell. And this, when that happens in human cells, it can actually sort of explode a little bit, rupture, and lose its contents and die. So for a hypotonic solution, it swells. So you want to get that in your mind. Iso means same. So isotonic solutions is going to be a cell where the water flows into and out of the cell relatively equally, because those dots are equally spaced out. So you have water coming in and water leaving. So this is the movement of water into and out of the cell, and it's just going to stay the same size. So nothing changes with the cell's health. So now we're going to go with a way to remember all of this. So hypertonic, we can think of many different things, but one of the things that I always like was a suggestion from a student group actually, was to do drug addictions. So our hypertonic solution, what happens to the cell is it got all shriveled up. And that is our meth addict. So how are we going to remember this? Hypertonic, and we're talking about the solution. So we're talking about what's out here, right? So this stuff is hyper. What happens inside to that cell is that it shrivels up. So a meth addict, they are hyper and all hopped up. And so you can remember that, and they get very unhealthy. They get very emaciated and sort of shriveled up and really, really sickly looking. And that's exactly what happens to our cells when you put it in a hypertonic solution. Hypotonic, we're just gonna put it in a solution again, and we're gonna get swollen. So if you think of marijuana, so marijuana users, they get munchies and they get really fat. They're really lazy. They have below normal energy levels, and they get really chubby like a hippo. So marijuana, that's going to make your cells fat. So that's good. And then isotonic was our same. So that's going to be same condition, inside and out. The water's flowing in and flowing out, so it's a healthy cell. So I just misdid the letters. Healthy cells equals a non-drug user. Don't do drugs. So that's one way to remember. And if you need another way, I have several other good things to remember those tricks. So take care. I hope you understand osmosis, and thanks.